Hello. So, most people aren't capable enough to let go in the first place. And that is why I wanted to talk about something that you can do instead of letting go because you are not capable enough. Now, the reason I'm saying you are not capable enough is, of course, I do not know you, but I'm talking about a very baseline example, a very bland statement, a very kind of a very entirely gray area where a person who is not capable enough to let go and what actually happens in the process of letting go, because as I just said that letting go is a process. It is not like an instance thing that happens. You have to come to terms with it. And so that is why I wanted to provide an alternative which leads you towards letting go finally. So, let's say you are walking, and you, let's say, hit someone with your shoulder. You're just passing by, and a stranger, you hit someone, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, and you just pass by. That is a very simple letting go thing. Like a stranger hits you, or you hit the stranger, and vice versa happens. Either you say sorry, or both of you say sorry, or the stranger says sorry, that sorry, I hit you, and you all let it go. Because you do not know the person, you do not know who that stranger is. You are like, yeah, okay, it's fine, let's just move on with our life. But still, there will be some instances where people will want to take a fight and be like, oh, why did you hit? But whatever, you're talking about a very base statement that, yeah, you all let go and it just happened, and you're just continuing on with your life. Now, what happens is, the reason you're not, let's say, picking up a fight or not kind of going towards an interrogation about why did you hit me or why did this happen, is because you have literally more better things to do than to argue with a stranger who accidentally hit you and has apologized as well. So again, we are talking about an example where such thing has happened, and most of the instances are such ways where you hit a stranger or a stranger hits you. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, let's just keep on with our life because we have more important stuff to do. Now the problem comes in, with this act of letting go, when someone more personal, someone you might know for a long time, is involved in that. So now that will not be a physical altercation as much. That will be, let's say, something emotional, something traumatic, like something might have happened that would have affected your psychology, your emotional state. And that is why you cannot let go of something, an act or something that the other person did who was in your personal vicinity. And that is why letting go is hard. And everything, and this has happened in everyone's life, mine, yours, everyone's. And so this act of letting go becomes very difficult in that scenario, in that state. So what to do at that time? Because everybody talks about letting go, like, just let it go, move on forward with your life. And it's perfect, no doubt. People talk about forgiveness, just forgive him and whatever. Yeah, it's fine. It is true. Whatever people tell you about forgiveness and letting go, it's all true. But many times we are not able to come to terms with it personally. So how to actually get to a place where letting go becomes the way of life, where how do you let go? So when you are not able to let go, what you should do is withdraw. What you should do is just give up. So what I'm saying is, yes, it is a defense mechanism. Yes, it is something where you are not kind of having an altercation suddenly. You're not having like this exchange of words or contact very immediately. You're withdrawing from that circumstances and having some time to yourself to think about it. Now you have not let go still, because you have withdrew from it. You have not still interacted with it. You have still not spoke with the person. You have not done anything about it. You have just withdrew. And even though this is a defense mechanism, it still works in certain cases or in certain points. Because when letting go happens, it happens when you are in terms with your life. And when you are not in terms with your life, and when you are not in a space where, let's say, you are not happy with what you are, that is when letting go becomes a kind of a struggle. It becomes a kind of a, you know, whatever the other person said or whatever someone else said, it doesn't kind of match with what I want to say. It doesn't match with what, let's say, I want to speak about, or let's say my opinion or my view, whatever. And so if someone let's say crosses it, if someone altercates it, it hurts you, it makes you, let's say, sad, or it makes you feel a certain way that you are disappointed, maybe in yourself or in something else. And that is why, and if the other person hurt you, you cannot let it go, because you have really been hurt, like literally it has felt you some way that which hasn't been felt before by you, especially in such a case. And so that is why it is important to understand at that point to literally just give up and withdraw, because what is happening is you are being stretched out in ways, or in that particular circumstance where you literally do not know where you are being stretched. So in that, let's say, instance, it is better to collect yourself, have yourself by yourself, then kind of understand what is happening. And this is where the let's say process of letting go starts happening. So the first, let's say, the first step is to literally give up and not talk about it, not interact with the problem, or in many instances the person as well. Because what has happened is the communication doesn't happen, it is very very fragmented, and it's very duplicitous, and it is very dubious too. Like, you do not know what the other person is thinking, the other person doesn't know what you are thinking. So now what happens is, like literally there is no, like no one knows what is happening. So you are already on the edge with a double-edged sword, you are ready to swing it through, and do not know if the other person has a sword or a shield. What is it? No one knows. So the best way is to first understand what is happening with you and why you withdrew, about what things, and to understand that. And when you are coming to terms with yourself, then you go on to the terms with the other person and being like, okay, even if that person did something which might have hurt you, which might have caused some disappointment, it is okay. Even they are a person, even I am a person, even I reacted this way, even they reacted a certain way, and that is why I'm finally letting go. Now I understand it is not as simple as I just stated, that yeah, I came to terms with myself and then I came to terms with them, whatever. Of course it doesn't work like that, but this is the process. Or especially I wanted to focus on the giving up part, which plays an essential role in understanding where you stand and what you stand for personally, and which is very important. And that is what I wanted to share about in this video, that sometimes the best thing, or the best, let's say, thing to act is not to act at all, and to literally just stay with yourself and recognize where it comes from, where you come from. And with the help of this self diagnosis, you can kind of, let's say, go on and interact with the person that you're dealing with, or anyone else. And again, I'm not like this comes from, again, self diagnosis and personal experience, and the things that I've came to understand and what has worked for me. I'm not saying that this is the way that it works for everyone, no, but this is what I would recommend if someone would ask me to, let's say, deal with such problems. So yeah, that was it. I wanted to share that. I think it was I mean, if it might help you, then it might help you, that's good. Or else you can take something positive from it. I do not mean to say whatever you have done is wrong, or is in a bad, or is a bad thing in any way. So yeah, that's it. Sub to the channel for more real talk. Let me know if you want to, if you want me to speak about something else. That's it. Like the video, sub to the channel. I'll see you in the next.